Longtime entrepreneur Ed Bahora decided to venture into the education business and became a franchisee of Sylvan Learning Centers in Southeast Michigan. He shares the Sylvan Learning story in his podcast, Catch Up, Keep Up, and Get Ahead with Sylvan Learning. Here is Ed Bahora.
Welcome to Catch Up, Keep Up, and Get Ahead with Sylvan Learning Detroit. Hi, I'm Ed Bahora, your host and franchisee, owner of 13 Sylvan Learning Territories in Southeast Michigan. Our guest today is Amanda Maisonville, our Sylvan director from our Livonia Center. Amanda is a former teacher that oversees the educational integrity of programs, manages and trains the team of tutors in Livonia. She focuses on making sure student progress are personalized to each individual for optimal success. Today, we are talking about Sylvan Prep, what it is, and how it can benefit our students. Amanda, give us, our listeners, a brief overview of yourself and Sylvan Prep.
Yeah, so I'm Amanda, director at our Livonia location. I was a teacher in the classroom for about 8 years and made the transition out of the classroom because I really do enjoy that more personalized education feel. So doing what I do in the center is awesome. Our SAT program, or our Sylvan Prep program, we have both SAT and ACT prep. It combines in-center tutoring and an online platform, and it helps students review those super crucial skills that are going to be on the test. This also adds in test-taking skills that they'll need in order to boost up those scores. It's a pretty cool program.
That's great. How does it benefit the student?
Well, in short, ideally, it'll boost those scores. The long answer to that is it's going to take what those students have already learned in school and really solidifying those skills. So we're reviewing, we're showing them how to answer those very specific types of questions that are going to be on the SAT, because they might be a little bit different than the questions that were asked in class. The in-person component lets the student work in a small group setting with a tutor who's trained in SAT and ACT. They can ask questions and they're getting that personalized guidance, which is really nice. The online portion then allows the students to dig a little bit deeper into the content. It has videos, quizzes, a really cool vocabulary portion to it that they can work on daily and at their own pace when they're not here in the center. The students also get up to 4 practice tests that they can spread out throughout the time, between when they start the program to when they actually take their test, so that they can track their progress as well.
That's great. So for the students and the parents especially, how does Sylvan Prep work?
So we usually like to start with a conversation with the student and the parent. So from there, we like to see what their goals are. Usually that's a specific number or range. We also like to see what their time frame is. Do we have 2 months? Do we have 6 months? Do we have an entire year? And from there, then we can personalize the program as much as possible, because that's what we pride ourselves on is, personalized education. Then we schedule a diagnostic assessment that's going to take place in the center. And this is pretty much a practice test. It gives us a starting point and a clear idea of where a student's strengths and weaknesses are at. Do they score really high on the math portion and a little bit lower on the reading? Vice versa? Is it pretty equal? And it gives us a good gauge of, what needs a little more attention. Once we have the goals and data for the program, we take that in-person component, online component, combine it all. It takes about 26 to 36 in-person hours to complete the program. And this depends on which test will be taken. And of course, the students themselves, of their pacing. Do we need to go into depth on some more content? Is the student really utilizing that online platform and moving a little bit quicker? It just depends. Every student is different, so that's why we like to give that range.
That's great. Can you tell us how can people register if they're interested?
Well, first step would be to call us, but we can start in a couple different ways. We can either start by doing the diagnostic test right off the bat, and then set up that meeting to go over goals and time frame. Or we can meet, we can go over the program, or look at those goals and time frame, and then set up the diagnostic. It's totally up to, the student and parent adult availability and what they're comfortable with. We are very flexible in how we start, so it's completely up to them.
That's great, Amanda. Can you tell us how did your years of teaching prepare you for your work that you're doing today at Sylvan Learning Centers?
Yeah, aside from, obviously giving me that academic insight on stuff like the Common Core, standards, different curriculums used in schools, teaching strategies, it's also really helped me to have the ability to work with students of all abilities and their adults by making connections and understanding those daily frustrations that come that they have when it comes to academics.
That's great. What is your favorite part of your work today?
I'd say my favorite part of the workday is seeing the kids. Because when you go into education in any aspect, that's what it's about, right? It's all for the kids. So helping them become their most confident and successful, well-rounded selves, because that's our future.
That's great. What else might you want to share with our listeners today before we wrap up the podcast?
I'd like to say that just in case you need any more convincing about Sylvan at this point, from a former teacher, Sylvan works. It gives students another place to feel comfortable outside of the classroom to make mistakes and learn and grow at their own pace. We're here to help out as a piece of the kids' villages and work together with students and teachers and parents to do what's best for that child. I've seen students at all levels make astronomical growth in reading and math since I've been here. And let me tell you, they leave here with their heads held higher, so much higher than they did when they started. And that's why we do what we do here.
Right now, I want to play a commercial running on Ave Maria Radio about a testimonial we share from a parent. Hi, this is Ed Bahura with Sylvan Learning Centers. This is one of our many 5-star Google reviews.
I would like to take the time to thank all of the staff at Sylvan for helping my daughter achieve her goal of attending the University of Michigan Ann Arbor with a full scholarship. My daughter has been able to maintain all A's in math and increased her SAT score by 200 points as a result of attending Sylvan.
To learn more, call 1-800-EDUCATE or visit sylvanlearning.com. Thanks for tuning into this episode of Catch Up, Keep Up, Get Ahead with Sylvan Learning. To find out more, go to www.sylvanlearning.com or call us at 1-800-EDUCATE. Thank you.
Be sure to tune in to the next episode of Catch Up, Keep Up, and Get Ahead with Sylvan Learning, hosted by Ed Bahura.